about LinkTree, using that in your profiles. LinkTree can do lots of things. I'm going to go with like the most basic thing. There is so many available things in the free version, so this is not me pushing you to say you have to sign up for another thing. But linktr.ee, so linktr.ee is the URL that you're going to go to. It's going to load a window that looks like this. And then you're going to hit sign up for free. When you do that, it's going to ask you to type in a username that you want to have for yourself, which you'll end up using later. So if I was to put in like good guy videos or something like that, it's going to then let me know if that's usable. I'm going to type in an email that I want that to go to, and then I'm going to hit create an account. When I do that, it's going to ask me to type in a password. It might ask me to do some like preferences things, like things that I am using this for, just kind of for their own analytics. And then it will get me into my actual login window. So I'm going to log into Keith's account just for a reference of how this will look. So later you would log back in with that same URL and password that you created. So as you log in, you will not have any of these links. You'll have just a blank setting there, and this will look blank over here as well. So you can start putting in your links right away. That's easy. You just click on links. By the way, you can do a lot of these things on the phone, but they're way easier on the desktop. So I would suggest doing that. But you're going to type in wherever you're trying to take them. So let's say you're going to take them to your YouTube account. So you could make youtube.com/ I'm trying to remember what Keith's is. It's something like @KeithCollins or something. So the way that you can do that easiest is just to type in the URL. Like if I was to go up here and type in YouTube, and then I wanted to go to Keith Collins specifically, I could type that in, go to his account, and then I could click on that URL, hit copy, which is Command C on my Mac, and then I would go down here and do Command V, which is paste on my Mac. And so I can add that link right away. If you're going to do something like YouTube, it's going to notice that you're doing a YouTube channel, and it's going to immediately ask you some video options. Do you want to take them to the YouTube website? Are you wanting to just display the channel's video on LinkTree, like as your backdrop? Are you wanting to have it, take them to the latest video? So there's some options in there, which is kind of nice. You can also add a thumbnail for your image down here, that kind of stuff. My thing is, clear is king. Being clever can sometimes just be confusing. If you put a bunch of links in and you later decide you want to clean those up, you do not need to delete. You can actually just turn them off. So if I was to add this YouTube thing, and really quickly, I'm adding this YouTube thing. It's adding that title right here. If I was to say my videos as my title, you'll immediately see that show up over here, my videos. If you were to accidentally have a lowercase e, it's going to show up over here with an lowercase e. So just be aware of that as you're creating those, that they will sometimes, or that they will show up the way that you type it in. I can just click this little toggle button though to turn that off. I don't need to actually delete the whole link. There's a chance I might come back to it later and want to use that. Or there might be something that you offer occasionally and then you don't offer it other times. You can actually have that link available, turn it on, direct people to the link in your bio, which will take them here, and you'll be able to actually offer that and then turn it off when you're not offering it, which is helpful. The next thing that I get probably the most questions on is being able to kind of design Keith's thing. And so if you go up to appearance and click on that, you'll actually see an image here, kind of a title and a little bio piece, adding icons. You have themes that they already create for you. At the making of this video, you can't actually have no image here. If you have no image here, I believe it ends up using like your username, or it just kind of drops in like a empty space there, but it doesn't actually go away. So you're gonna have to put an image in there. So do something that's a good image and something that's representative of you. I would say use the title area either to put your name and maybe some info about you, or just think about more like, this is the person maybe interacting with you for the first time, and so what is something that's going to make them want to continue to look at your links, want to continue to work with you? Oh, they seem nice. Oh, they seem approachable, that kind of thing. As you click on any of these, it's going to create a theme for you, which means it's going to change the background and it's going to change the buttons, all of it for you. And you'll see all that show up right on the right here immediately, which is really helpful. Sometimes, because it's doing so much on the fly and in real time for you, it can be a little bit glitchy. So if that ever happens, just go ahead and hit appearance again and it'll reload. So they have some that have some different options that you can select. I personally really like using the video block. Before we get to that, let me just show you some of the buttons. So if I was to select a specific button I want, that button would show up over here. And then the color of that button would be what I would select here, which you just click on here and select whatever color you want, red, white, whatever. The button font color, which is the color that the actual words are, that's going to be something you can select as well. Personal, just little like throwing it out there. If you have a font that you use on your website, in your graphic material that you create, any of that stuff, try and use the same font all the time, or in the font family, just so that there's a cohesive branding happening through all of your stuff. So you can select that here, you can select the color of that font. And I don't know if it's a free or a pro version, but you can actually turn off the LinkTree logo that happens to be at the bottom of the website. Going back up to video, what's really great if you have the video option is you don't have to upload your own video. You can actually use some of their kind of live background stuff. So if you were someone who really likes the ocean, you could type in ocean and then pick one that you want, and you'll see it immediately populate over here. So now we have a drone shot of an ocean, and that could just be kind of your backdrop. The only thing I would say is note whatever color you end up making the font of this section, if that ends up being a white or a light colored background, that could end up hiding what you actually wrote in your text. So pay attention to that, would be a little thing. If I go back to video, I'm going to go into the aerial videography, and I'm going to scroll down until I see the one that I know Keith loves, and that's this one right here. So I select that, it immediately shows up, and it changes like that on the fly. So super helpful. What you're going to do with this is, you remember that username that you created when you started, you will actually go to your profile. So this is Keith's profile, and under the website, where you can type in your website in your profile on Instagram, you'll actually type in your username from LinkTree. So linktr.ee / whatever the username was. Mine was Good Guy Videos or something like that. Keith Collins' team is that one. And the beauty of LinkTree is it loads really amazing like this on a desktop if they're somehow accessing you through the desktop, but it also looks really great on the phone like we saw here in the preview they gave us. So I hope that helps. A little bit of a longer video, but yeah. So let me know or let Keith know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to help.